Howdy, folks. Nick Tuckert here with the Historical Fencing Guild. Well, we've got a good show planned for you, but before we do, let's thank some people. First of all, me. The Historical Fencing Guild is funded in large part by the sales of the Simple Sword and the Fighting Axe, both available through Amazon at www.amazon.com/authors/Nicholas Tuckert. Yes, folks, that's me. We're also funded by our amazing Patreon members who we will have the banner going right now to get that hopping and popping and gunning and running. We also are brought to you most importantly by the fans, the folks who come in every week and comment, ask about things, and keep this going, well and proper into the night. Good evening, Foxy. Well, folks, what are we going to be talking about tonight? Well, I'm going to give you guys some updates on yours truly, both in the out of the channel sphere, uh, bounce some things around. We're going to talk a little RPing for a chance. That's role playing, not, R. Kelly stuff. We may get touched lightly on current events if everyone can be civil. We also hi, hi, hi. He says, hi, 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 Foxy. Um, we also we'll probably go look and I'll do my instead of doing my usual pre-show check, I had to do some medical stuff today, so that meant I kind of came skating into the studio here in the dungeons of White Boot Keep late. So we're making this work. I hope everyone's having a wonderful pre-Thanksgiving weekend. I'm going to say stay the heck out of the stores if you can avoid it. It was insane. But yeah, we've got a lot because I'm going to be hunting down some items to deal with my new and improving adjustments. This is the medical version of armoring, folks. This is what they gave me to try to solve problems. Now, of course, I'm searching online, but if only I knew an armorer that has done stuff who could possibly, oh, wait, it's me. Improvisation is en route. So you all might find that interesting. We also have some relatively interesting news in that a few more shows are starting to crop up. Sort after all the talk lately, I found it very entertaining. After all the talk, hold on. You know what? I'll bring this up so you guys can don't have to parse my uh dyslexia is acting up today. After all the talk on Facebook lately, I found it very interesting that I watched Big Trouble in Little China yesterday. Big Trouble in Little China is probably my number one favorite movie of all time. Um, it goes Big Trouble in Little China, um, something called Flypaper, which if you haven't seen Flypaper, you have to. And then it starts getting really, really by my mood. Whew, it might be House on Haunted Hill with Vincent Price. It might be Sleepy Hollow. Now, I don't count Elvira as TV movie. I count Elvira as a more TV phenomenon, even though she hosts movies. And I do love her movies. I have the metal versions of her movie posters on my wall, being Mistress of the Night. Ha! Okay, hold on, hold on. It's also a good looking glass into what happens when non Asian people get thrown into Asian stuff. Now, I believe in regional mojo is a good way of putting it. You're going to deal with the flora and fauna of any environment in the environment you're in. And that happens in any aspect of it. For example, the way people fight in Asia, while in different parts of Asia, because that's way too broad a term, uh, but is radically different. Happy Friday, Cindy Cap. That's www.coepp.com, Cindy Cap. You know what? Hold on. Let's see if I can get that typed out. I want to see if I can throw her link up. OEPP.com. Okay, and you know what? I have absolutely been Jack Burton in situations, and I have very much been Egg Shen in other situations, but I've never hit that Wang level of coolness. It's just not possible for me, folks. Like I can do stuff, but I'm really not like. It's weird. I'll never be just an NPC. I certainly don't dress like an NPC. But Lord knows I don't quite have player energy either. I'm kind of stuck in that nebulous area where people tend to get impaled. It's really quite bothersome. But it's my pleasure. Um I also will be trying if I can make it work. Let's see. I'm looking something up because I want to share it with you guys. And that means going through my own digital media to find the links that I am seeking to put the link in the feed. Because as many of you know, my dear friend slash business partner, Luke Stone, is recovering from a very, very difficult uh, uh, bout of COVID. So what I want to do, this. I want to copy that link address, and I want to come here and put that there. I think that should be the link to the GoFundMe for Luke Stone's family to help them recover. And it should be in the chat. If it worked, cool. If not, we'll figure another way around. I'm still learning to surf this, but I'm absolutely dedicated to trying to encourage help toward him and anybody else. Now, Johnny Cage, Johnny, I am going to miss. Next week is the last day I'm DMing for an extended period of time. I was looking for this. On Red Valkyrie presents Dice Dudes and Dames. Dice Dames and Dudes. Go! Oh, thank you, Cindy. But one of the great pleasures I've had of that campaign, besides having really dynamic, invested players, was I brought the commenters in, and it gave me this whole field of semi-living NPCs who really just upped the experience for everyone involved, including themselves. So it really had an almost TV show family kind of feel. And Johnny has just been an absolute champ and a trooper. And yeah, just call it triple D's. Um, absolutely. But I'll be honest. I'm coming up, and Wednesday, right before Thanksgiving, will be the finale where they fight their version of a big boss because basically they sideline plotted. Uh, and other things are coming I can't talk about, but I really want to, before it changes over to a gentleman by the name of Woodrow, who played Kirby, taking over as DM, and apparently my silly butt is going to become a player for the first time in about a decade and a half. So it's going to be interesting, but I'm really going to miss the interactions because, as anybody who's watched this show knows, I do love to interact with commenters. And if you're watching this, folks, and you don't have the live feed going of the comments, turn that on. They're gold. So thank you for being such a wonderful sport, Johnny. And if you haven't followed me over on Dice, on Red Valkyrie Presents Dice Dames and Dudes, it is an 18 and over show because of violence and other content, and certainly because of language. But it is a whole lot of fun if you have a mature, adult enough maturity to be able to handle themes and a sense of humor enough to laugh about them. But that's that means I've got some other changes and products and things in the works that I will be plugging here very soon. And anything I do will also show up Um, hold on. Uh, Off topic. Anybody know? Uh, Johnny, because Johnny knows me on through uh. I either need somebody to get because Nita Fanning, I believe, is running it. The auction for Luke. It got moved ahead so that more people could send them stuff to auction. I'm not sure where that link is, but Johnny, you didn't derail the mood. You enhanced it. Everything you did was a flavor added to a wonderful experience. And I will admit, I am actually quietly, and it's stupid, but I'm a little bit in mourning because I thought they had the contendership to make it to level 20. I really thought we were going to do a top to bottom campaign with the way it was rolling. But new and exciting things are coming, and it's always good to give everybody a chance past the pointy hat around, so to speak. We'll see how it goes. And it's forcing me to do a more complex system. I do tend to like rules light systems because it's more flexibility for me, but not everybody does that way. So it will be neat. Speaking of neat, let's see. I'm going to just hop on. Actually, let me just do this. And I am going to scroll to see if I can find the link about the uh mm, oh, I can't get that to come up, and this is starting to seriously hurt, so we'll find it elsewhere. Alrighty. Oh, that's Christian asking me if I have any questions. Uh so I am, of course, back here. Oh, okay. We're all a bit odd. I love odd people. I'll be in and out because of itchy pain on belly. Honey, you take care of yourself. I know you're listening. The numbers don't always tell the whole story. And I mean, I found out that I have carpal tunnel, cubital tunnel, ulnar nerve damage. So I'll be having to redesign some body armor to protect the nerves that are exposed because apparently driving a stick shift with a broken elbow is a bad idea for long periods of time. But one thing I love, and I'm going to get rid of this, the amazing Christian Dorst. Wait, you had honey, if you had surgery, you take it easy. Okay? I'll try not to be too hilarious. I may fail, but I will try. But I like to come here and normally I a whirlwind of swords for mediation. Oh. What is this? Swordnado 2021? Order as quickly as they will not be available? Ooh. Friends, there's some stuff coming up. Oh. Well, I'm glad it's removed and you're doing better. And Cindy says eek. Um we're gonna have to see what's available because there are a lot of things that I've looked at that I held off ordering. Okay, let's click and work. I'm actually going to look at forearms and elbows because I want to see pricing their elbows against medical elbows to see what might actually be less expensive. And their economy elbow, hold on. I may just have to order from them because I need elbows to are oh, they have some padding. Okay. I need elbows to guard my damaged nerves that are technically kind of exposed. Oh my. Well, I'm glad you're walnut free, honey. Uh, So I'm going to be looking at these, ironically, for medical use because if they're good enough to hold up in a bout, well, shoot, they're good enough for my day to day. So I may actually I'm actually looking into this. This is glorious. Well, I'll price that versus making the parts, although it's hard for me to make the parts without the dexterity because right now I'm fighting it. So I'll have to seriously look at that. And I love the idea of of using actual just fighting armor as my gear. I'm getting messages. I don't know if they're coming through. Where did that go? Let me see. Occasionally people, hey, whatever works, man. That's right. Whatever works. That's how we make it work around here. And don't think I won't be looking at the pattern in my leather scraps to see if I can't just make something better. Um, okay, that's just my family being awesome, and that's okay. But see, let's see. Award him a gear. Let's go basic trainers because you guys. Okay, I got a message saying that I do tend to drop straight to the basic trainers. Nicer and probably. Here is what the pros gave me. I will show you. They improvised one. I'll take the bat. Just just DM'd you a tweet with the info about the auction. Awesome. Hold on. Give me just a second, Johnny. You were amazing. I'm going to do this off screen because frankly, you don't need to see my whole Twitter feed and everything behind everything. Come on, internet. We love you. Yes. Okay, let me look at this. Copy message. Let me see if I can get this to work. This may be, yeah, there we go. Follow that tweet for information on the auction and everything that changed that Nita Lanning put out. Um, contact her. If there's any way we can help. Uh, Luke is just one of those people, and he's given so much uh to help people. And I'm gonna put out. Please follow if you want to see attractive women in artwork while I'm here. I want to plug somebody special. So I'm going to just put this in while I'm here because I do plug the folks. Follow this individual on Twitter. That would be right here. That's our own Johnny Cage. And, if you like busty, attractive women in animation, enjoy it. He's one of those people who's far better than he gives himself credit for. So thank you for the help, Johnny. Here's a humble plug. I hope it gives you some small boost. And we will be right back to where I was. I had people ask me. I've had a couple things lately, and before I get into it, uh, Johnny, one, I've seen your work. You're impressive as heck, and two, let me talk about something before I go into this. Luke Stone right now is in a position where, with support, he can sit up. He may be getting to eat ice chips after 80 days down, and he can sign his name almost legibly. This is somebody who's coming from being a phenomenal, earth-shattering artist. And he's going to have to do physical therapy to try to regain his his uh, fine motor control. And frankly, no one knows what we'll be able to regain. And he's given so much and had to lose so much in what I feel is unfair that I want to help. And I also want you guys to, if you are a creator, please create while you can. I've told everyone for years that I'm sword fighting on borrowed time because of injury and issues. I work on borrowed time. I have no delusions that tomorrow is guaranteed to me. Just over a year ago, I went in for a medical test, and the yes, probably everything. That sucks. Uh, I went in for a medical test, and the process, amongst basically pulling every muscle in my body, left me barely able to move my hands at all. I couldn't close them more than this, and this isn't the right. So I typed the text for this. Well, there went a whole bunch of my rather important things. Anyway, uh, this game, literally with two markers and stabbing it out. I understand how difficult it is to lose the capacities, and I've literally spent the last year fighting to get the ability to walk unaided, which I walk with a cane, pretty much will for the rest of my life. Uh, to be able to drive, to be able to feed myself, handle everything from almost the bottom. Luke is beneath the bottom, in my opinion. And I understand enough of the mountain he has to climb that anything anybody wants to do or can do to help should be done. And anybody who has the capacity to do something, if you dream about sword fighting, that's why a lot of people are here. They want to learn to sword fight. If it is your passion, get out and do it. I don't care if you're drilling with sticks or antennas or the best swords money can buy. Get out and do it, because there is nothing that guarantees that tomorrow you won't get hit in the head with a brick and become mentally or physically handicapped. I worked with people who went from being cognormal to mentally and physically handicapped in a wheelchair because somebody hit them with a car. Dreams have value as a guidepost, but they're much more powerful as part of a plan, as part of a mission to do what means something to you. It doesn't have to be big. You don't have to publish, become the next Stephen King. You don't have to save the world. You don't have to be the best anybody else, but you need to be the best you, and you need to be the best you as much as you can on any given day. And that's not going to be the same every day. Your best on any given day is going to be different. But, folks, I believe that you can get up and do what you want. You can become something. And if that something is a positive force in this world, if it has light and love and joy behind it, that is significant. And if you're going to be significant, folks, if you have the capacity to be significant, it is wasteful and tragic to not. So don't let anybody stand between you and trying to do what you can to chase that dreams. You want to draw a comic? Draw a bloody comic. You want to learn to sword fight? That's why I write books. They tell you you're too small or you think you're too weak. They make smaller swords. These exist for a reason, because people like you and me have small hands. And anybody who wants to get in the way of somebody trying to do the best of what they can as part of uh, some kind of gatekeeping elitism is a dick. And they don't deserve your time, your energy, or your admiration. So I believe in you, and take the lesson from the stories. Take the lesson of the stories from these hands, from people like Luke Stone, from people who have gone from heights to fallen, and find your thing while you have time. Because I can tell you, if well, I kind of got the talk. I got the talk. They don't want me sword fighting. Now I don't know if I'm going to listen. At least, but for the time being, I'm really not supposed to. And I've known that talk was coming for a long, long time. And I decided there were two roads in front of me. I could have been the guy, I'm going to get all the awards. I'm going to make it all about me. I'm going to chase recognition and glory and power. Or I can help others. And heaven help me, I am not that much of a PC. My character sheet is not what's important. My personal, I have a few awards, I have a couple accolades, some of which I'm incredibly proud of. Some are humorous and may only matter to me. But that's not important. Seeing somebody who thought they couldn't learn to sword fight and becomes a sword fighter, that they get to be their own hero. I don't want to save people because I'm not a hero. I'm not in the hero business. I want to help people become the hero that saves themselves. So I come to every student with these. I want you to be safe. I want you to have fun. I want you to get better than me. And I will come down every single time, every day. I will for the people reaching up to try to get better, I will reach down to try to help. And when they get better, I will take what's left of my mojo to boost them up to the next level and give them a perky salute on the way out. Because I believe in everybody who's watching the show that they can be something. And I hear people, I'm too weak to hold the sword. I worked with a person in a wheelchair who, yeah, they couldn't hold the sword. They literally could only hold an antenna, but they could drill with that. And even though they only got a little bit better, they're still light years ahead in courage, in integrity, in tenacity than the people who just go, well, I just wanted to, but I don't want to do the work. That's the one thing I can't do for folks. I can't do the work for them. But I will always help, and I will always start helping from the bottom up because that's the way people need it. So, here we go. Let me see if I can fix that. More information, Ragin let's see, Ragin AVC. I used to know what that meant, but my brain's .com. Ragin AVC. Ragin. So that link should do good. I hope. I'll throw that up on screen. Copy that. I don't know if I need to throw the WWs, but yep. Thesis says I've taught everyone from a short woman to men 7 foot tall giant orcs who could smash me with a tree. I've had that honor. I have fought and trained with people literally 7.5 foot tall. Dude's name's Magnus. He's something else. I had the pleasure of fighting him. John Miner, 6'5". I fought people who were 4'6" and worked with training them for a while. I've worked with people a lot of 5 foot women, and I want to, and that's why sometimes if it seems like I'm coming down hard on some of my regulars, like who get a little too, well, that sword's too short, or it's not big enough, that doesn't count, and they puff up and they beat their chests. The Shadversities of the world who take the swords and kind of make them that notch closer to being a phallic symbol than maybe they need to be. Um, I'm throwing some heat today. If what you are saying limits or intimidates or slows down, I don't want you involved. So what I want is folks to build each other up. I want folks to be creative, and I want you to realize the imperative nature Um, the incredible nature of our limited time. And I don't just mean, oh, I'm going to die. A lot of people think in terms of, well, I'll do it when I retire, or I'll do it when it can be taken away. And you have to decide what you're going to do with what you have. So please, folks, stand up, use what you have to do what you can and enjoy it so that when it goes away, because I always said there would come a day where I probably couldn't fight, at least not like I used to. But I can say that with regret. Of course, I regret. It's sad that I can't do more, but at the same time, there's no shame because I'm sorry, one of my horns just went nuts. Um, there is no shame because I have done what people told me couldn't be done, and you can too because you only have one opponent, guys. I love you, I really do. All of you, everybody watching this, the ones I know, the ones I don't know real well. Uh, I love you guys. And I can, because if people can irrationally hate everybody because of skin or religion or politics or whatever, I can irrationally love them. I can irrationally wish well on the world to you and everyone else. And I'm gonna. And you'll break hell to try to stop me. I prefer if people didn't, but you have to understand I'm fairly consistent this way. That's why I tend to lean towards the budget items. Yes, you can throw $100+ at a sword trainer and get something gorgeous. You could throw two or three or $400 and get something immaculate. But do you need to learn what's out there? No. Is there any shame for staying within or beneath your means? No. It's about time, even in hobbies, that people express and appreciate the glory of being in your space. And I have more trainers than anyone would probably ever need. I have dozens of them, and I'll probably buy more. But I still prize the simple wooden dowel I turned into something like a very ugly rapier to train my buddy Jason Leto. Somewhere around here is the butcher knife trainer I made because none of them were out there, out of cutting board. These are things I keep coming back to. My old rapier, these matter to me. And that's good. I want you to find what works with you, what's scaled to you. If you're a big person, awesome. Get something. And if your sword happens to be 5 feet long and other people are uncomfortable with it, they can take a long walk off the nearest short pier for all I care. Okay, well, I've been ranting. It just, but somebody slid me my soapbox, and I'm all over it tonight. So I hope it's at least entertaining. Let's see. We've got some great people who've wandered into the chat mid stuff. We're gonna go. Wow. Okay, I've been at this for a bit, so I want to hop on back to the incredible Frog G came in. Frog G is one of those people came in, and he's a hero, and I'm privileged to know him. And there's greeting on that. We got Cage, and thank you. And yeah, he says don't don't forget to like and share such people, please. Like, if you think there's value in what I'm saying, share it so I can get the message out that everyone can learn to sword fight. I don't care about your race. I don't care about your ethnicity, your religion, your gender, your orientation, your wealth, whatever. If you want to learn, we will find a way to facilitate it because that's what I do. It's a one man campaign on martial ignorance. Now, let's see. There was a bunch of chats like that, and thank you for the support as always, Rock G. Cindy kept goes on naysayers. There was talk about the raging. So basically, raginavc.com is a place to get more information on the auction for Luke Stone. Please follow that. We're joined by 24 Eyes. I actually got to see them. Thank you, 24 Eyes. I love your stuff too. It is honored. Let's see what else we have. We have Foxy's not short student. That honor goes to sister-in-law. She was always worst, but by the time she stopped coming, she at least knew how to hold the sword right. And that's one thing you can only get back, guys. For those of you who have taken the step of becoming an instructor, there's nothing more rewarding than watching that moment where your student gets to shine. To me, I think it's beautiful to know you got to have a hand in that. Sometimes students don't, and it's devastating when you look back and you're like, I've done everything to try to help you. And what I found is it's better if you do your best and fail, or your student fails. If they keep studying, you try to do better. You learn from it. Failure is an amazing instructor. I've learned much more from all the times I've fallen on my face than the few victories I've scored. The victories usually just remind me that the dragon can be slain. And that's what we're about. We're about slaying our personal dragons. But don't ever feel bad. And he goes on to say, and a few basic guards. That's awesome. Foxy still understands. And I'm putting the finishing touches on my design for a Medse trainer. Is it ugly? Probably. Will it work? I hope so. Can't wait to see more and hear more about it. And I know I butchered that word. But poor dragons. No. Remember, you got good dragons and you got bad dragons. And these are definitely the bad dragons that need to be put down. Now, the good dragons you build up. The ones that have, the part of you that lets you protect what's yours. The part of you that lets you spread your wings and ascend to a higher level. The part of you that lets you realize that you have value and a voice. That dragon, you feed that dragon. You let its fire cook away your limitations, because that's why we have it. But the dark, black, slimy scumbag of a serpent that coils around you and lies and says that you can't, or you won't, or you don't matter. That insidious, absolute sleazeball needs to be turned into luggage. Slay your dragons, folks. Johnny, good to see you in form. Yep, I said bad dragon. Sorry, 12-year-old brain. Brother, I have walked many a colorful circle in my life, and I have been proudly an odd member in odder groups. I don't judge folks if it's not hurting anybody else. What you do consensually to yourself with what? Y'all, that's not my problem. Not everybody has the same definition of a good time. And really, folks, I wanted to get on here because it was hard today. It was hard. I'm in a lot of pain. I got a lot of stuff. And don't worry, that's where my mind went to. Yep. And that, guys, I throw some of those out knowing the double, triple entendres are coming. And folks, that is my gift to you. I would rather, friends, Romans, countrymen, I would rather be kindling for a good burn than not be entertaining, because I want to make folks happy. So that's what we're. Now I want to talk about Cindy Kemp. Cindy Kemp makes good dragons. She makes these awesome backpack dragons. She makes beautiful dragons. I actually plan to have my manatee that she made me out here this week, but danged if it isn't being cuddled. No, she does amiguri. She does these leather pleather backpack dragons, and you can find all that, I assume, linked through her site. Okay, wait. I see slander. Preverts? Honey, we are pro-verts. We are professional verts. We have studied and gotten our degrees in applied vertdom. This is not the realm of lightweight preverts. These are an assembly of extraordinary preverts. Proverts. Proverts. Proverts unite. Anyway, I can't believe I went on that rant. But you know what, folks? I hit this channel and I'm going to be honest, I wasn't even sure I was going to have enough juice to get this ball rolling. Sometimes it's a little challenging to get on here week after week and broadcast, but you guys right here make it possible. And Cindy kept says, "Yep, on my store website, there's a store link." And Foxy says, "Hello, I'm glad somebody's laughing." What's that application? Should have applied perversion is not study of applied perversion. Well, you see, it's one of those where it's a two-part class. You have theory and then you have lab. Uh, Theory takes long and important study, but lab is where developments are made. Anyhow. Woo! Oh, like half of me is the world's most soft summer child. You know what I mean? I don't think that way half the time when I get hyper literal, and then the other half, it's like, boom. Oh, you see, that's like Foxy. That's like the person who is the director of Common Sense, and in certain Japanese uh corporations, they've actually started to hire Americans or people to fill a role, and I want to say it's Oki Gaijin, which is basically big stranger, because it's so important to agree with and respect and support your supervisors in any in the Japanese corporate model that it can be very hard to point out problems. So they literally have what translates roughly to a designated American whose job's to go, yo, that's going to break the line. And I think that's delightful. Um, so yes, I absolutely love that. Yes, that it's a form of fact checking. And you know what? There really needs to be that. The kind of fact checking is what I'm saying something that can be taken in a way that would radically warp the meaning and possibly undo all my intended good work. But, but let's skedaddle back a little hint towards context. I like context. And back on what we're supposed to do. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know, but I think that would be a great career for you, Johnny. Look into it. I'm sure it's got to exist. Not in America, where our entire corporate structure is built on the idea of placating sociopaths, but yeah. The thesis mentions the Harry Potter brooms, but let's go back here for a second. So I will go to the synthetic swords per the request that came through. These are not necessarily the basic models. These are the slightly more upscale synthetic models. And I am, of course, going through woodswords.com. I've used my search uh, thing to go through. And if you have questions, talk to my affiliate link to go through. Talk to Christian. He's there for a reason. I can't lie and not say that this makes me happy just a bit. That would be a great two-handed sword for me. It's dang near the equivalent of the Vampire Hunter D sword. And if you look at the sizing, the blade, The blade is 26 inches. That's that's nice, and that tempts me. And maybe one of these days, I don't want to pull a full Cassandra curse. It will be mine. Oh yes, it will be mine. But it does tempt me quite a bit. So these are the higher end. They have flex. It it's interesting you say that. It's very similar to the Roaring Dragon from our friend LK Chen, who I know of through you and Sword Sage. But and that's the thing. What you want, if you are carrying a sword, let me pull that back up. Is that going to work right? Okay, I'll pull that back up. If you are carrying a sword that has measurement, so like this has, I want to say, a 24-inch blade. It's 30 overall, and I just snagged some cords and stuff. I love the sword. I would love a trainer version of this sword. I may make a trainer version of the sword that is exceptionally light, and I may even need my wife's help to do it. But that's because you should have a trainer of what you carry. If you are packing a Glock as an EDC firearm, and you're doing milsim style uh, paint airsoft games, get yourself a Glock, get a limited magazine. Don't do the high cap. Get something that matches, so you're constantly building on what you're doing. If you're going to carry a long sword, you're going to train a long sword, whatever, train in whatever form. Get a trainer that matches as close to what you want to carry, so that you can spar and train and get better. It's a simple method, but people don't talk about it. My problem is this is still $100, and all the basic trainer. Oh, I would love to. Well, I assuming I can get my hands in shape to do it in a different glove system. I would absolutely adore handling that, and I'd love to see you guys in person. Someday I want to do a historical fencing guild like meet and greet get together thing. But here's my thing. I have one of these. Okay. The 133 trainer. It is. Is it not in my pile? Is it not in my pile anymore? Oh, it's in the other pile across the room. Anyway, it is over there. I adore this thing. And I can afford this thing. And it is very, very light. It is one of my favorites that they made. And I'm almost tempted to try to reorder the Italian tactical side sword trainer as one of them. But for $100, I could get one of those. I could get one of those, or something else similar, and I'd still have room to throw on, an axe, or oh, jeez. Email me one back in stock. Oh. Sad Swordmaster is sad. But but something like that. This is going to be scaled for a small person. We need more gear that's scaled to different sizes. This is People get confused. The military approach of, well, mass production. Mass production is great for something that, most wrenches need to be mass produced, and they need to be all, in fixed sizes for that. Weapons, armor are like clothing. They have to fit you. Oh, you want to make it spin. That will be interesting. Tell me how that goes. So that's what I heard called an Emmy Piercer. I assume is the weapon you're talking about. It's about yay long with a ring in the middle and two spikes, and it can spin. If that's what you're talking about, we're on the same page. If not, shoot me a link and I'll look at the thing to make sure I'm on the right page. But I'm really like, oh, this tempts me because that's just something I find doable. Okay? And that's where I think it's important to look. Now, I do love steel fencing gear, and the reason I've gotten away from it is cost and maintenance. The other thing is, believe it or not, it's a safety issue. We live in an era where people are weapons skittish. Um, I really like. I'm starting to look harder into these lightsaber schools and the lightsaber trainers, even though the natural diameter of most of the training lightsabers is too thick for what I can comfortably grip, especially with this big pad of plastic in my palm. But they're safer because if the police come by, they're going to think you're goofing around and they might stop you for that and you have to be respectful, but they're not as likely to shoot you or think you're part of some kind of militant organization. I have some history with that kind of error. It is not something anyone should have to endure. So, uh, that's another one because that's a long sword rigged on essentially a 1.33 blade. And I would love to get my short hands on that. Not even gonna lie, I would love to get my short hands on that. I may ask about that later, but we need. Yep, that's okay. You know what? Hold on, hold on for a second. If I do that, okay, cool. I have a toggle button now. Sorry, I'm learning my way around StreamYard. Every once in a while, I get weird things like that. Yep, that's the weapon. MEC or MA piercers. I'm making a trainer because I can and because I've never seen anything besides live steel version. Okay, go. Why do I never have all my styluses are not in here? Let me double check. Whoop, I hit a button. Still there? Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Okay, we're going to do this the hard way. Let me open up that. Why did that happen? That was odd. I'm going to close that just to give my computer a chance to wakey eggs and bakey. Um, alrighty. So what we're going to do, we go share screen, window, untitled, share, and let's see if. Alrighty. This looks familiar. We're back in the wonderful world of paint.net. We can go here. I am using the mouse, so please pardon my uh, less than gloriousness. So, actually, let's do the rounded rectangle first. Whoop. This is not to anything like scale. This is just improvising. A blunted, semi-flexible chunk of material so that it is sturdy enough to use, right? We'll take that. Bacon. Okay. Now, we're going to go. Nope. That. We're going to go here. We're going to go. This is actually a collar ring. Okay. So this is a chunk of pipe that's been hollowed out, just bigger on the inside diameter than the outside diameter of the rod. Okay. Now I'm going to talk about why you want this in probably thick. This needs to be fairly wide because why do I keep clicking that to make it visible? Yeah, let's do the circle. I think if I do this like this, I can, yes. What? No, that's not the right one. We're going to do that. We're going to go right back here. This is not art time with Nick. Sorry, I'm actually having to use my mouse, so stuff is a little less than artistical. Artistical, it's a term. And then we'll go back to this. And we'll do this, but this will be in dotted for there. And I can just put a, end piece rectangle. We'll go here. Crumbity. Put a little end stop. Boop. There. This would be a great candidate for a rivet, possibly a simple push tool rivet. But let me see. I made that a little thin. Can I? There we go. There we go. Now it's a little more visible. So something like this should let you spin. Let me see, spin that while we have. I would actually consider uh, blunting and padding a little bit these ends, like so, and like so, to prevent accident. But that should Abby, yes, sir. Boom. All right. So that, okay. It's saved. It saves as PNG, so I can put that out later. And that should work really well. Let's see, while I was writing that, he wrote, I'm basically using a wooden dowel, drilling a small hole, putting a nail through that will be attached to a wire-wrapped ring and pinned over so it doesn't stab you. So literally what he just described is basically the device I just drew. That should work pretty well. Make sure that the ring is wide enough to reinforce the wood around it because you're drilling through the point of leverage where it's most likely to get the most force. So it really needs some hefty reinforcement there. But I don't see why that wouldn't work. So yeah. Yeah, I'm all for it. I love this plan. If there's ever something talking through can help, let's get that. Get that on the show. We'll figure it out. I have a sketchboard now, and honestly, even though I can't quite sketch, I can use my happy little vertical mouse for a bit. English not dead language. We make new words as needed. Oh, I make honey. My current mission is to make shenaniganry a word. The art and applications of shenanigans is shenaniganry. And it's spelled just like it sounds, shenanigan, R-Y. Shenaniganry. Just like I work passionately to bring groovy back to the lexicon, because I believe the pursuit of the groove is a noble effort. But we are at the top of the hour, so I want to take a minute to thank all my amazing Patreon folks. You dudes rule. Okay? You are absolutely unheard ofly amazing. And I couldn't do what I do without you. So we're gonna go. Sounds good to me. Yeah. I'm gonna put that right there. A little behind the scenes. And let's see what we got here. Oh, I got messages. I got notifications, folks. I love notifications. But oh, liked the random bits that I get. Page, view page. Here we go. And we will go. Oh, we're not. Let me see what this looks like. Here we are. Here we are, folks. Oh, Factangular. Factangular is a word that yes. That's a good situational description. I love Twitter pated. Twitter pated has been a word that I believe it's been added. If it hasn't, I'd be surprised. Glad we could be what limited use we can be. And I do apologize for Johnny. If it helps, English is such a messed up language for native English speakers to learn another language that follows, say, sane, rational sentence structure, tenses and stuff. It is physically painful for us because we are so used to this bizarre, complex system where there are rules that are taught, there are rules we just all somehow know. It's sort of like Bohemian Rhapsody. No one goes out to learn Bohemian Rhapsody, but in America, every single person that I know of knows Bohemian Rhapsody, at least for to a large extent. So yes, it is mad weird. But stop screen, share screen, window, boom. This, folks, right here is the humble channel you will find, and from $1 all the way up, because it was requested to a $50 level, where you get different credits. I will do custom things for you. Please, if you're considering supporting the channel, look this up. If not, that's okay too. I'm an easy date. But Thesis says, I came up with the word scrod as an alternative to when around small children, it mutated into a word that described a situation that perfectly encapsulates every I am frag. Frag will always have a special place in my heart. Slag, uh, frick, flip, but frag is special. Frag is way up there. There are a few others where it just affects you, and I love that mutates. That's what we do. We learn something, we mutate it. I had a lid to this a cap to this bottle. Oh well, but that's okay. We have a lot to now. I'm looking up something else while I'm here, and then I will let you guys know. Um, because there's stuff that doesn't necessarily need to be aired, but I'm checking to see what is available. That's odd. Oh, I know what's going on. The Zoom is all hinky. Let me just do this. That's a little excessive. There we go. I am looking for a synthetic fencing sword. Been there, done that, mutating bad words. Bad words! And see, I try not to swear. It's a very rare thing. But when I do swear, it's usually rather elaborate. And let's see. Yeah, I don't know if you guys could hear my wrist pop. I know there's some people who like that get mildly impressed when they hear it go, so I'm trying to facilitate it. But here's something I haven't looked at in a while. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to double check the background real quick. Okay. Sorry. Christmas is coming. A lot of people are trying to figure out what to buy the swordsman in their lives. The Rolling Synthetic Saber lines are some of my favorite. Whoop, there we go. For whoops. For being able to learn how a sword goes because these do bend when flexes. Johnny, snap, crackle, pop, marshmallow. Yeah. See, the problem with this new brace is it supports the wrist parts that it's supposed to, but it doesn't do whatever. Johnny, see, I switch languages when I need to use bad words, but I also use English bad words. When I get on what is lovingly referred to as a proper rant, as has been witnessed in a few very rare occasions, it is colorful, it is diverse, it is offensive, blasphemous, profane, and very, very cathartic. When it's time to swear, one should do so with intent and with style. But I want you guys to consider some of these. I've had people ask, what should you get, different sorts of folks, and let's see. Oh, have they? Ooh, Ibogu is actually organizing themselves under polypropylene. This makes me happy. Now, while I do support buying things in America, the polypropylene weapons are absolutely fantastic. I will say I don't like the tactical sharp simulator over here because that can actually have enough saw to tear or damage fabric, but it's interesting. Um, let's see. Most of these I have used. They said there were new ones, so I wanted to see. That interests me, although I'd probably have to buzz the tip off just because that's a bit sharp. And but it's fascinating. I'd love to see how the weight on something like this is. So if somebody has one of these, let me know. Um, well, we lost on all that, but we'll just have to scroll down a bit. That's fine. And yes, the thing referenced my PO box, not necessarily my location. Nice try though. No, this is interesting because I'm going to pull this up because this is very close in function to the $20 Bud K minimalist swords. So you might be able to get a case. I'm wondering. I I also, with this design, it looks like it could be modified, and I look for that. I like to see the blade length because I'm not afraid to cut the handle off a polypropylene blade to make my own rigging, to rig my own. I intend to, when I'm functional enough to make a light sword that I can handle. Um, I'm going to tell you right now, that grip is probably glorious right here. Just looking at the way that's spread. Oh, the longsword? Okay, cool. Um, I've seen quite a few of them. I'm not sure about the point of balance because it's a very small pommel and plastic gets weird. But I really do love that grip, and I would like to see more comfortable. Unfortunately, a lot of the grips you see in trainers are round, and if you don't believe me that round grips are annoying, and I'm using that for hilts or tsuba or whatever you're talking about when you're talking about the handle on a sword. I try to use as basic sounding uh, is- uh, terminology so that it's easy to follow. But there are a couple things I find interesting here. This I find interesting not because I like the blade length, but I wonder if that wouldn't feel like an orthotic grip. And that interests me for obvious reasons. There's going to be some new sword work for me to be able to even drill right now. Um, because okay, yeah, I probably should mention this. I got the doctor told me that I have about 35% the maximum grip of a man my age. And that's totally maxed out, shaking and sweating. Um, that's why I part of why I drop swords because I have carpal tunnel, which is these fingers. I have oh god, cubital, which is these fingers, and then I have ulnar damage, which is the nerve that goes through the elbow. So I'm kind of shot. Oh, I got for a C for my Christmas. I'll see if I have pictures and details. Thank you, because that's what we're always looking for. And I looked for this. I'll be honest. I probably don't need another sword, trainer sword, unless it is incredibly specific for the rest of my life. But I get these to review them, and then sometimes when I can, I give them to students who need them, or I keep them on hand for students. There are a few like this guy won't leave. I love this knife, and I want the life steal, even though it doesn't fit with the brace anymore, and that makes me sad. But look, I've spent 20 years helping people adapt to their stuff. Why wouldn't I spend some time helping myself adapt to my own needs? And I have to remind myself that that's not being greedy. Blasphemy. We always need more swords. More, I say, more. I will be when I get my study cleaned up and my swords, the sword trainers I reference better organized, the ones that don't need to be up in hand all the time, back down in the garage, I'll be more likely. But right now, I am literally in a warehouse of weapons trainers and weapons and things. My study is one big, it looks like a half looted armory, and that's not conducive. So I have to get myself cleaned up before I can lust after more stuff. Unless, of course, it's very specific, like my beloved Bilbao. I mean, but that's like an Elvira exception. You know what I mean? That's just I won't I won't be happy. until I have a whole room of sword racks filled to the brim with blades. That's my problem. If I got all the sword racks up, I could have a room filled with blades of different times and different periods. And certainly, if you count my trainers, oh my God, I could probably arm, well, somewhere between 25, 50 easy. I mean, easy by just what I'm seeing laid around here. 25 or 50 fighters. Just like, here's a weapon for you, here's a weapon for you, here's a weapon for you. I mean, not all would be balanced or equal, but that's just by what's like literally underfoot right now. Get some plastics. Look up the FX line by Cold Steel. They're non-metal, so they won't corrode in the bathroom. And why am I saying that? He says this. So yeah, you know what? Give me just a second. Boom. Did I close that? No, I didn't close that. Oh, that's us. Okay, so. Boom. Boom. Okay, so maybe, maybe not. Maybe. Give me a second. We're hopping and popping here. We're gonna go Cold Steel. What? No, I don't need a picture. I bump things. My typing is considerably worse with my braces. Cold Steel. We're gonna go here. Now I'm gonna go to their page. So that I can no, everyday carry, sharp fixed blade, featured blades, truth. Anyway, let's see, is there FX? I think that was the call sign. Nope. 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 Let's see. Knife purpose? I'm trying to find that's Cold Steel has a whole bunch of new knives, and I'm trying to find the show filters. All these steels. Let's see. Go back. I'm trying to find something, but yes, Cold Steel has a whole bunch of specialty weapons, and I'm trying to find where their FX line. Then yeah, put one in the laundry closet. Obviously, specialty maybe. Wait a second. Wait. Guys, hold your horses. We got to talk about something. Holy smokies. Cold Steel made a mini buckler. They decided that their regular buckler was a little too big, so this is the standard. And they made a mini one. That's adorable. Oh god, see, I have a mini buckler. Hold on. My first buckler that I learned to use shield work is this. So we'll just toggle that for a moment. This is my mini buckler, okay? And coincidentally, it works fairly well with my rigging. It's adorable. But it's lightweight, minimalist buckler, early period, so it can close up and cover the hand. Cold Steel, in their infinite wisdom, has just see now why this is why I look around, folks, because I find cool stuff. Do I need to buy this? No, because it's just a narrower version of my bucklers, which are, well, here's one. So, maybe, so really, this is the standard buckler, right? This is a standard medieval buckler. Can I do that? Okay. Now I'm trying to get the hand spread, but I have tiny hands. So this dude over here, right here, is a tiny buckler. Aww! It's adorable! Aww! Shoot. That's just adorable. I'm amused. Hold on. I'm going back. I'm going to put a link to that. That way folks can see what I'm talking about. That's adorable. That being said, and all that joking, that might work really well for some of the smaller students who can't handle the weight of the full-size buckler. I'm gonna have to product specifications. Weight. Ooh, it's still pretty dicey. I mean, that's 20.9, so it's more than a pound, so 20.9. So if we go here and look at the buckler I was just holding, its weight, oh, it's out of stock. That's interesting to know too. Is 2 pounds. Oh, so wait. Okay, so that's substantially lighter. That's interesting, folks. I may have to keep an eye out on that because that might be something I need to acquire as a lighter tool if I get the, what'd you say? Although I didn't make a offer rapier for one. That's cool. But see, this is why I look at the companies. You know, that's interesting. Oh, is that a synthetic mace? Is that, what is that made out of? Is that steel or is that, wait, no. Product coming soon. Product description. So this is coming, but that looks, I'm gonna have to keep an eye because if that is plastic, that's fascinating. And if it has some padding, I'm gonna be all over that. But getting back down, this type of thing I was talking about, you can get a nice. Oh, hi, Michaela. Hi. We're talking about weapons, and a comment that got bandied around was weapons that could be stored in your bathroom. So this does feed into the I like to stab the psychopath back theory. So something like this is made out of plastic. That ring up top is actually there for the legality of some states require that all things have enough steel on them to be detected by a metal detector. So we're at that. Oh, if you, it's real easy. Okay, wait. You asked a good question. I need to get back onto this. To those of you who don't know or may have missed, on Facebook, you could find the Saint, it's in parentheses, Nick's Creators Christmas Mall, where I'm trying to get all the creatives I know. That's folks like Michaela Jade, Cindy Cap, Bladed Thesis, the people who are making things and want to sell and advertise to basically each other, if anything. Sorry, I just saw the next comment. Uh, where they can advertise their stuff. So yes, if you're thinking of taking commissions, put up your rate, put up a link to a page that has the pictures of what you do, your rates, your expectations, and let's get some business going. Shop small, shop local, because the local guys aren't tied up on the cargo ships off the coast. And Foxy says, extra fancy poof knife. You don't want to use a cruciform dagger as a poop knife because the poops can get caught in the corners. That's not something you want. Ew. But any of these, FGX, Jungle Dart, the Delta Dart I've handled. It's a triangular. Hold on, I lost the fact that I didn't turn this up. Uh, Now these are out of stock here. You look around Amazon or wherever. That's a triangular cross pattern. Any of these make great if you want to have a knife in the bathroom because the bathroom is a horrible place to store steel. It's gonna corrode. It's gonna get in the way. And Brooklyn Slammer line, Brooklyn Slammer line. That's all they have. They used to have a whole lot more. But check your local legal before you get anything dubious, folks. But remember, there's nothing that's wrong with having a stout plunger. Get yourself a good wooden handled plunger because if you beat somebody upside the head with a proper old school wood plunger, and you can buy replacement wood handles, it's basically a screamer stick with poop on one end. And people are going to be hesitant to take it. Chasing somebody out of your bathroom with a plunger just says, I am crazier than you are, and I will win. You know, that's sort of the spirit of you hear a noise that goes bump in the night. You make a scarier noise to assert dominance. Oh, I'm going to get in trouble. But, folks, that's what it's about. Having fun, doing what we do. Maybe we get in trouble. Maybe we don't. Let me see something. Let me see what they have in training knives. I'm just going to hit training and jump. Because Clausen makes some. Oh, okay. Is that the Octagonal? Okay, let me pull this up. Excellent. The octagonal staff, if this is the octagonal rat-tailed staff, which I believe it is, yes, it is. This is a beast. It is absolutely brutal. Steve Clausen let me borrow one whilst dealing with the guy who broke my elbow. And these things happen. My only thing I have hard times is giving myself credit, and I sell short. The longest one I told her was $5. She gave me 20. Okay. Here's what we're running into. One, my lantern fell out of my pocket. You don't carry a pocket lantern? I carry a solar powered pocket lantern because you should always have a light and a lighter and a knife everywhere you go. A compass is good too, but I tend to short them out. That's imposter syndrome. Set yourself a reasonable rate and go by it. Or if you're dealing with other creatives, maybe you guys can barter. Maybe you can trade a knit good for a training sword. Don't be afraid to barter. It really annoys the people who are worried about getting their share of your money. So let me see if there's anything on here. We've got some of my favorite training knives are here. I just want to see if anything else new because that tiny dagger threw me off. Let me come here for a second, and I'll bring that back. This is one of my favorite training knives. I have this trainer. I've used it a lot. I probably will use it more because it will fit. The sub hilt being this little spur thing gives you basically a keyhole grip and really good control of a minimalist dagger. So this is something to consider. But yeah, when you're selling stuff, look at the price. I do the same thing. I undersell a lot. But sometimes you have to go big. And it's about finding a balance that's acceptable between you and your customer. A lot of times I like to let customers take and make an offer for me because sometimes they will the offer will be something that I wouldn't have thought to ask. And I find that really valid. Whoop. Oh, they're back. Oh, guys, Cold Steel has the parry daggers back. Just buy them. This is the one I modified slightly. My orange one is right here. I don't say throw your money, but buy these trainers. These are probably the best secondary dagger trainers you're going to find. Still having some grip problems with my braces. I'm going to have to design something else for fighting. But because I can barely, this is how much hand. If you ever wonder how small my hands are, with the brace in the way, this is how much of a grip I can get on these. So this is why I'm having a little trouble. These are not girthy in anybody's eyes. So I will definitely have to make something rather unique for me to be able to fight if I'm still doing with these. But these guys are getting. Cindy Kemp made great advice. She says, I set prices at 3 to 4 times materials. And that's good because especially for something like a Afghan. Oh god, there you go. I'm sorry, guys. Uh Something like an Afghan, the amount of hours that go into it, if you paid yourself a reasonable hourly rate, would make them 3 or 4, $600 easy. So setting things at 3 to 4 times materials is a good balance point, Cindy, and it's very reasonable. Cindy makes amazing things. Oh yeah, here we go. Here we go. I love folks who come up to my table and tell me they can do better, or the ones who tell me I can't charge that much for something. Then you know what? They can, if you can do better, proceed. I'll never forget my buddy Ben Starkey, 6'6", six. At the end, he was 600 pounds, but he was about 400 pounds at the time. Guy comes up, I'm gonna kick your butt. He just stands up and goes, proceed. Bless Marines everywhere. Their logic is impeccable. It's like, what? I've accepted your offer. Proceed. So, yeah, Cindy, never sell yourself short. And they can say that. People will tell you, oh, I could draw a better comic. Brother, there's table space. We're always welcome for more creators. But there are two kind of directions in the universe. If you are going to do something stupid, you encounter the F around and find out. If you are speaking towards doing something positive, it's, and pardon mild vulgarity here, nut up or shut up. If you can do better, please do so. The thing about art is not like a sport. It is not a competition. We all create different things with different aesthetics, different stories, different values. And if it moves you, you should try to acquire it. That's the the thing in creating. It's real hard to get subjective, you know? Foxy says much of my stuff is recycled. So if that's something you're into, yeah, I love when people recycle things or they uh, recycle, upcycle. I've just got a cable wrapped in my rolly chair cord. But that's something I find very cool too. And there just isn't enough of that. Like the call with the guy who outweighed me by 80 pounds and said who loved his posture that he was stronger. He said he could kick my butt, and my Sifu said, And I quote, "You can try." Yeah, proceed. And here's the thing, I never lose. I either win or I learn something. I learn something about them. I learn something about me. I get input. It may be expensive. It may come at the cost of money, damage, time, and pain. But it is far better to gain insight, experience, inspiration, motivation from something like that, and even losing, than it is to just, not. That shut him down real quick. Yeah, I bet it did. And Cindy kept put a smiley face. So yeah, I'm seeing a lot of good trainers. I am interested in the Soldier's Targe, although given the weight, because that's one thing I've wanted to see. So I will bring that up as soon. This is Soldier's Targe. Boom. That's not bad. I'm still learning the different layouts, but product descriptions, specifications. 2 pounds, 2.7 ounces. That's interesting. That tells me somebody's lying because they're saying that that weighs the same as the buckler, and I know that that has several more inches of diameter. So that's fascinating to me. I also realized that for some reason my previous things have not gone away, so we'll do that just to help. Um, oh, that's adorable. My wife would love that. Oh, it's out of stock. Of course it is. Nodachi. I like Nodachis. This. Hold on. I love this. It sounds funny. The Cold Steel Screama Stick, which is one of these. Mine, of course, has a foot on one end because I was using it as a cane. But let's go big. These are wonderful. So the Cold Steel Screama Sticks, if you don't know what you want to train in, are a great versatile trainer. They're also very good for doing staff work indoors where you have limited space to do what you're doing. You get all where your hand would travel, but you don't have the striking. This lets you drill indoors. You will still it's not as good as full length, but it's not bad. Let's see. Oh, that shut him down real quick. Almost all my wire wrapping is sourced from things like old cords and the like. That's really cool. Please put some pictures up if you're selling. Plug it. That and the time he went full speed, full strength on a 4-point block, and I deflected each punch and return punch, and he nearly got punched. See, guys, and you know what? Most guildies, I don't ever have to worry about this, but it does happen. Leave your ego on the sidelines. When you are sparring, it can't be personal and you can't fight mad. If you're mad, don't fight. One, in the real world, fighting mad gets you killed. Because if you're mad, you're stupid. It is just the way the hormones work. If you are mad, you have to control that. You want to be calm, you want to be cool, you want to be collected. Oh, sorry guys. Mad just gets you messed up. I was up incredibly late last night that watching large parts of that eclipse. Oh, it was really cool. It's hitting me, folks. And this has been a good show. This has been an uplifting. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling a real positive surge here. So yeah, I like let's see. Well, let's see if there's anything else for training, because these appear to be training. Don't buy a slam bok. I have one, they stink. Cavalier rapier is nice, but that's at $500 it should be nice. I'm not gonna. Well, yeah, and that's called range. And having the skill to go, I could have gotten you is more impressive to me than having got them. Oh, I'm sorry, Johnny. I didn't know that Triple D goes till 2:30 your time. I really appreciate your dedication. Seriously, because it's hard enough going 4 hours from 8:30 to 12:30 my time. That's dedication, and I hope, I'm pretty sure they do. I'm pretty sure they appreciate, because we talk fondly about you guys and how important the commenters, just like this show. Um, there are people who come on and they say their piece, and their commenters never get a voice. And I'm like, if you want that, I could pre-record it. You know, I could just open up a camera and be like, blah 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 blah, say my piece, and then, elect if I'm going to respond. I'd far rather have this. So thank you. Thank you so much for staying up late with me and all them, and over here, so that we can talk about things like weapons and trainers and what works. I really want to know, guys, what are you guys doing to train as winter comes? How are you guys adjusting your gear and your attitudes? Like, as you can see, I have to redo everything because I can't what I'm going to have to use to train with will have to be incredibly narrow uh, diameter materials. So I'll probably be hunting up some of my ancient foil grips and things. So I do appreciate you guys sticking on and staying late and keeping things hopping and popping, because without you guys, the show. And see, Cindy says my training right now is all fan forms, and that's beautiful. What a wonderful thing to train in the winter. It's fluid. It's a short overall reach, but it's dynamic motion. That's just great, because then come summer, imagine going to like a Ren fair or something and being able to just play around a little bit, or maybe doing a demo where you're showing, yeah, pop, pop, and how to get it to flow. I find it, uh, I find it really, really cool that you found that niche. Niche, not Nick. You found a Nick too. But let's see. I look forward to every Friday. We actually discuss things and get questions answered, like some channels, and that don't have the relationships we have here. And I know this is a small channel, certainly by YouTube terms. I've pretty much given up any delusion of being monetized, both because my content is a little too weapons based, and my numbers are low. But I do believe that I'm giving you guys a service, and when I hear something like that, it just makes my heart swell, because you guys help me get through not seeing anybody. Oh, let's see, what do we see before I go prattling? Soonishly, I love that. Soonishly, soonishly, I want to assemble a hanging tennis ball kind of thing to use for point control drills. It needs to be something I could disassemble because my roomies would disagree with a permanent rig. Hmm. Okay. Hmm. That's interesting. I think. Ow. Sorry, I got something in my. I think I'm not doing anything inappropriate towards you. Good God, Cindy kept my favorite people on the internet. Um, I think we could design something, because if you're working with the garage style tennis ball that's already suspended to the cord, you just need either a command hook style that nobody's going to mind is up there, or a framework, which you could probably make a framework out of PVC that would be freestanding, and you could just put in the closet when you're not using it. So let's see. Cindy, if you have questions, don't hesitate to ask me. If I don't know the answer, I can probably find the answer. That's what the guild is about. Have you ever noticed this is the historical fencing guild? This isn't Nick Tucker's awesome. Like a lot of these channels, I don't come in, hi, I am the authority on everything. No, I want to make a bridge between martial artists and individuals and groups and ideas. Boom. And I love it. Makes my day. We did indeed find a Nick. Can we catch him with a Pokeball or something? Well, Johnny, things might be interesting because, after the season break, I may be a player in the shenanigans that are DDD. It looks like I'm going to be. Should say may. It implies stuff and it's made people nervous. But and when I am a player, who knows what evil will lurk in the hearts of me. I will say I had a plan. I had a plan. And it was shady, sneaky, diabolical little plan. And it involved a multi-class fighter, warlock, paladin, raining havoc. But that wouldn't be fun for the rest of the party. And I'm not going to tap dance all over, no, no. So something else is coming. If you follow me on Twitter, you've got lots of hits. There may be artwork coming after I deal with the discussion of these two potential characters in my head, yelling at each other because I've been in DM so long I carry around entire civilizations in the back of my noggin. But it could get hilarious. And I really hope that it works. Okay, Cindy Kep says, I was thinking PVC because I can disassemble it when my roomies come home. Give me a second. Bam. Stop screen. Share screen. Window. Boop. Share. Alrighty, we'll go here. We'll shrink this. This is just so I have access and I can see everything. Because unlike a lot of people, I don't fly like 15 different. I only have one monitor going, and it's an all-in-one computer. I have something from the amazing Carl Witzman that I have to unbox and set up, but not till my steady setup. So we're gonna go. What? No, we're not gonna do that. Stop that. File new, and we'll just say okay. I don't care what that has to say about that. Let's look at Cindy's problem. We're gonna set up a chunk of PVC, probably ½ inch. We're getting that elbow. Okay, this is going to be a little tricky because this is one piece. So we're going to have, will you just be civil? Okay, that is one piece elbow. Okay, and I'm sorry, it's a little jotty. Wow, what is the? Oh, it's going to be crummy like that. Okay, paintbrush. We're going to go like 7, and we're going to go white because the erasing isn't working, and we're just going to do this. This is all to keep things sane. So we've got a nice 90-degree that's mated with that. That's fine. Now we'll go rectangle. We'll go brush with back up down to 2. And we're right back where we were. Cool. And we'll do this because oh no, I goofed up. Let me do that. Let me come here. Let me go back here. Done. Okay, close that. Undo that. And we go. So what you should be able to do is a push together. You shouldn't need any adhesive. Let's see. That is going to be a T. And you'll probably want 1, 2, 3. Okay, cool. So we're going to go back here. Don't worry, I'm moving this. We'll get a little bit of foreshortened action here. Done that. Now I should be able to tool. Why is it? No, it should just be copy. Oh, bugger. I haven't been using this program enough lately. So we'll just do it like this. Boom. Boom. Now it gets a little colorful while I do some line work here. So what you should be able to do, and please forgive the total lack of scaling, is make, we'll just line that up there, a 4x4 frame. You'll want, let's see, contact, let's see, text. You probably can do this with a single, let's make this font big enough y'all can see it. Boom. You're going to start with a 10-foot chunk of PVC. Let me make this a little bigger. Can I make that bigger? Okay, actually here, get rid of me. You guys don't care about me right now. That way I can make this bigger. And I will put this here. Sorry, we need screen space. There we are. But see. Okay, this is annoying. Hold on. Yeah, that's. Anyhow, yeah, we'll just do it like this. Let's go back to text. Doink. Oh, wait. No, I know the solution. I just need to find the buttons. There we are. Boom, 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 boom. 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 Whoa, went too far. Boom. There. Okay, cool. 10-foot PVC. That should be around $2 to $5, depending on where you are. You can find it, and that's, hold on. Let me do this. We're working with 1/2-inch PVC here. 5, let's see. 5 angles, right angles. Angle connectors. Those should be about 50 cents each. Oh, God. Will you just quit being argumentative? 50 cents. 1 T connection. And these are going to be, they're both, all the holes on the connectors are female holes. Like 75 cents. Last time I checked. And 1 end cap. I'll fix the drawing in just a second. Okay, so my mouse got tipped over, so that's why it's being argumentative. We'll go back to this. end cap. Now, you're going to take your little, we'll use this. This is actually the string to your garage ball trainer. Yeah, we'll do it like that. And then we'll come over here and we'll go boink. We'll do that. That is your tennis ball. Now, you can adjust the size, and you may want a board or some heavy object to stabilize it. But a rig like this is going to give you, I'll bring myself back, a simple way to make a freestanding PVC connection. The other way, I would say, that would be much simpler. Let me pull this back up. Is do this. Don't worry, I'm going to change the shape. It'll make sense. Command hooks come, yeah, that'll do, in freestanding little rigs where it swivels, and if you just command hook the adhesive to the ceiling and then hang your string from the command hook to the ball. And this is, of course, whatever reach you need. It gets real simple. So I'm hoping something like that. The only tool you would need is in this design is in the freestanding is a PVC cutter. I've shown you what they look like. They're very inexpensive. Oh, drop ceiling. Drop ceiling. If it's a drop ceiling with the grid, you should be able to just slide a paper clip into the little metal grid, and it should work just fine. If you don't have the garage style hanging tennis ball, a wiffle ball, or literally any object that you can poke and not do excessive damage to. Okay, cool. So these are options, and I'll probably throw these up on Patreon or something for people who are interested. Save as. Let's see. Cindy's PVC target. I can type. Okay. Boom. Anyhow. Yes, please. It's very simple. Not a big file. Nothing cranky. So we should be able to do something like that and have that work out really well for you, Cindy. And if that doesn't, or you want me to figure out the more precise measurements before you do it, let me know. I probably have PVC laying around somewhere in this place. And if not, a trip to Menards is never a hardship for me. Well, rarely. Oh, shift +1. There's shortcuts. I'm learning my way around this program. But we are. Yes, I know. I have. End of show. I'll take that, man, and I'll eat something. Don't be a dick. Sorry, my phone's yelling at me. Uh, guys, what a wonderful show. We got. I got to go on a nice little rant. We looked at some swords. Got to help a couple problems out. If there, this is what I live for. I live for sort of open air. Let's brainstorm. Let's hammer out a solution to your problems, because that means I know I'm doing some good, and especially for somebody like Cindy Cap, guys. There are two people that spring to my mind as just incredible when I talk about online support that don't have enough in my mind of maybe the presence that for compared to what they do. That being first and foremost Cindy Kep and followed by Frog G. These are two people who are just always supportive, always throwing links, always saying like, share, subscribe. If you like what we're doing, please do that. And the fact that they do that, so support those people. Support my Patreon members, guys. The folks who give a that is literally my entire budget for pretty much anything that isn't necessities. That's how I afford trainers. That's how I'll afford the materials to upgrade my body armor and upgrade my medical induced body armor. So it's you're doing so much good. And I don't know if you appreciate just how much all of that means to me. So, folks, thank you once again for a lovely, lovely night. If you have comments, if you have questions, heck, if you ever want to do an Ask Me Anything, hit me in the comments. Hit me up on Twitter at ntalkert, um, or hit me up on Facebook at the Historical Fencing Guild Public. That is the public group where you can talk to the wonderful people who come up in my chat. So huge thanks to Thesis. Huge thanks to Cindy. Huge thanks to Johnny Cage, who fights the time jump to be with us. I really appreciate that. So, all you guys, please be good to each other. Well, before I say that, if you like what I'm doing, support the Patreon or my books or my games on www.amazon.com/author/Nicholas Talkert. All that good stuff is in the description. I put it there every episode. You want to join my stuff? Look at that. Other than that, keep your guard up, keep drilling, stay positive about your dreams. And as always, folks, support your local swordmaster.